Hi and welcome to my Python YouTube channel. It's awesome to have you here. If you like this video, a thumbs up would be great. And make sure to subscribe for future videos. I also have a blog at prosperocoder.com with lots of cool stuff, so feel free to check it out. In the previous part of the Panda3D series, we were talking about and installed Blender, the 3D modeling program that we'll be using to model and animate our game assets. Today let's have a closer look at the Blender GUI. First, let's talk about editors. When you open Blender, you get this pop-up window with some shortcuts to the recently used files and some other links over here. We can just click anywhere outside this pop-up window to dismiss it. And now you can see a few separate areas. These are the so-called editors. So here's the default layout. The big editor that occupies most of the available space is the 3D viewport editor. That's the one we'll be working in most of the time. It's used to work on models and view them in real time. Next, in the top right corner, we have the outliner editor. Here you can see all the objects listed. Below the outliner is the properties editor. It has a lot of tabs along its left border, and it's used to tweak all the properties of the objects. Finally, near the bottom over here, we have the timeline editor. We'll be using it for animations. There are lots of other editors. You can change any editor to a different type by clicking on the drop-down over here in the top left corner of the editor, here, 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 and selecting a different one. For example, to change the properties editor to a UV editor, you just have to click on the drop-down over here and select the UV editor. And this changes to the UV editor. Or if you want to change the big 3D viewport editor to, let's say, the graph editor, which is used for animations, you just have to click over here and select graph editor. Now, workspaces. The next topic is workspaces. Depending on what you want to do in Blender, you may need some editors more than others. To make life easier for us, Blender offers predefined layouts. So, for example, if you want to animate, you don't have to add all the necessary editors manually like we did, but just select the animation workspace, which contains all the editors that you need. Naturally, you can still tweak the layout, close some editors, or add others. The workspaces are at the top of the Blender window. Now, the default workspace that we've been using so far is just called Layout. It's over here. But there are other workspaces like Modeling, Sculpting, UV Editing, Texture Paint, Shading, Animation, Rendering, Compositing, Scripting. Now let's click on the Animation workspace, for example. Here you have all the editors that you usually need when working on animations. So, two 3D viewport editors here and here, using two different views, the outliner editor, the properties editor, the dope sheet editor, and the timeline editor. Feel free to check out the other workspaces. And in the next part, we'll be talking about basic operations in Blender. Also, feel free to check out my awesome Blender YouTube channel, which is completely dedicated to Blender. Okay, that's it for this video. If you like it, a thumbs up would be great. Also, make sure to subscribe for future videos. If you want to leave a comment or ask a question, you're welcome to do so. Thanks for watching.